he cut a panel out of the cabinet behind them, and he was stealing alcohol. Like, he would say he made a gallon of turpentine hydrate or whatever, but he didn't make a gallon, he made 3 quarts. He wasn't stealing it for himself. That was for our parties. And now we needed food for the parties. So what do? So you go down to the galley, to the thing, and you walk in with a quart of alcohol. This was 180 proof alcohol. And how much are we gonna get for this? So we got steaks, we got this. It was much of this was after the war, but
Right.
he was stealing the alcohol. Yep. And I got to tell you one more story on that.
Please.
They got a new steward in the dining hall, mess hall. And he found out about what was going on. He says, it's all over, no more, it's finished. So we went to our senior medical officer, who I've got pictures of, who came from around here, from East Brady, Pennsylvania. And we told him our problem, and it wasn't me, but he got one of the fellows, he says, get a pencil, get a pad, and come with me. Goes back to the mess hall, and he gets the steward, and he said, I understand you turned them down. The guy says, that's right, by the book, they're not entitled. And he turns to the corpsman, and he starts making notes. Butter uncovered, flies here, whatever. And after he had about 8 or 10 items, the steward took the list. What do you want? Never had a problem after that. I never forgot that. And anyway,
Oh,
this was my
okay.
cousin Bob, who was a electrician on the battleship Arkansas. He came to see me one time. This was, well, this is on the beaches, fun times. I started to grow a mustache once. Story here.
How did that work out for you, the mustache?
Didn't last
Clearly
long.
didn't.
Yeah, it didn't last long. This is a clipping out of a newspaper my mother cut out and never sent it to me. She gave it after I got home. We had a softball team before the war.
Okay.
Dozen fellas, one of them was the manager. That came in the local newspaper, and in one thing, 3 of the men on the team were casualties. Jack Prince died in Tarawa, he was the Marine. Feldman, who was the manager, he died in the Philippines, he was a pilot. And this was our pitcher, I guess his name is here. He was wounded. It was incredible, and she wouldn't send me this. When I came home, she gave it to me. Yeah, my eyesight is
That's
good.
okay. I can help you out.
Yeah. So that was. This was just pictures of me with my friends. This was pictures of the submarine base in Pearl Harbor, when the barracks in Pearl Harbor was overlooking the submarine base. And you go to bed at night and there's a submarine tied up. In the morning, it's gone. It's out to sea already.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor, 2 of the doctors.
What we can do, Mr. Evans,
Yeah.
is that if there's pictures you'd like to share with us, we can scan them and then associate it with this recorded interview.
Yeah. See, and
So
then,
that people have a better, are able to look at it.
see, and then there were times when you go in convoys.
This must be the aircraft carrier, the Enterprise you were talking about.
Well, it could have been a different carrier.
True.
Yeah, but similar.
And so you took these aboard.
Illegally. We're not supposed to have had cameras,
Right.
but people did. One of one of the convoys, there was a ship running next to us with a 54 painted on the bow. Didn't mean a thing to me. Many years later, after I retired to Florida, I had a tennis partner, and we're talking. She says, "Yeah," he says, I was on the APD 54. It was they would take people into the beaches for secret work, and they were all the invasions. He had like 13 different operations from the beginning up. His ship was next to us. I had the picture. I gave him the picture, and almost blew his mind.
Mm.
Millions of people out there. He's running in a convoy right next to us.
Yeah.
This is up at Holy Cross College when we were up there. Now we come to this.
What's that we got there?
Okay, we've got, when the Japanese invaded and took over the Philippines, the other side may give you more,
We'll show
they
them.
issued their own currency for the people.
All right.
Oops, yeah.
Yep, it's there.
Then the Filipinos, we took the islands back and they started issuing Filipino currency. This is the money they gave the troops when we landed at Okinawa. I don't know where they were gonna spend it or whatever. And we found it after the troops left. They threw it in the compartments. What are they gonna do with it? But that was issued to the troops.
That looks like all the backs are the same.
Yeah, and then when they got rid of the Japanese, then the Philippine government, whatever it was at that point, issued the new Philippine currency, victory on it. Clinton and Reagan, my brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
My brother-in-law was a
What was your brother-in-law's name?
Herb Epstein. He was a lieutenant in the 5th Ranger Battalion in Europe. And he said that when they went ashore that morning on D-Day, they were in the second wave, running 20 minutes or half an hour behind the first wave. And the first wave got smashed up so badly that his colonel told all the boats down the beach. They took them down a couple of 100 feet, 1,000 feet, I don't know. And he said, saved our lives. And they went up that mountain, Point du Hoc. And he fought all across Europe, rescued a couple of concentration camps. Mild-mannered guy, you can't believe he was a killer. And after I met him, after I came home, I met my wife. The guy was so sweet and lovable, but he was a killer. Yeah, and he became the national president of the Ranger Battalion Survivors. That's how we hooked up. One of these was the 40th anniversary, and I guess Clinton's would have been the 50th anniversary of the landing. I got him ID cards, I got gate passes so I could go in and out of the main gate with the camera. I threw nothing away. There was my advancement test.
I will definitely have to scan these and get them up with your interview, that's for certain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was when okay, this,
I'm just going to show a couple of these off since we have it up. did you, I'm sorry, go
Okay.
ahead.
I'm not Catholic, but when I was in boot camp, they had communion. 8,000 men at one time.
Yeah.
Could you believe a picture like that? And somewhere I got a picture of all these more things.
Now we're going the other way.
Yeah, well, they're not
Oh, okay.
all with
Ah,
Navy,
okay.
but most of them are. Here was my thing when I took a test for advancement. This was my original orders. Oh, this is it again. Maybe that's the picture that I was looking for.
Yeah, we have your brother-in-law.
Yeah, and here he is again.
Mhm.
He became national commander of